Dear students, it is another chance for me to be in front of you with some information regarding modifier. That means this is our fourth lecture today on modifier, and up to my third lecture, I completed up to compound. That means I completed 9 grammatical devices under pre-modifier, and those who are with me during these 3 classes, you know. Today I will focus on grammatical device number 10 and 11 of pre-modifier, and after talking about this 2, that means adverb and phrase, we will start post modifier. And this class will give you, that is I will try my best to give you some clear conceptions about adverb and phrases. And you know that phrase is not only important for modifier but also important for, you know that question number 2 of English first paper, where you are actually given flowchart. So dear students, let us not waste a single second. Let us start with modifier. Okay, I was talking about pre-modifier, and you know that it took 3 classes to complete the definition of modifier, the classification of modifier, the question pattern, and I gave you a list of the devices under pre-modifier and post-modifier. And under pre-modifier, you know that we need to learn some 11 grammatical topics or devices, you can say, and we have already completed 9. So another 2 are left. What are the 2? Look at the board. So we are still going on with pre-modifier. Look at please. We are still going on with pre-modifier, and we have completed up to 9. Up to 9 completed. Today our main focus is on device number 10, and that is adverb. Then 11, phrase. Dear students, look at the board. Definitely you will get at least 1 question from adverb. Definitely you will get at least 1 question from phrase. Okay, so adverb and phrase are really important for modifier part, and for your benefit I would like to say that the questions from adverb and phrases are given every time, and there are some times where 3 or 4 questions are given from adverb and phrases. So we need to learn it very carefully. At first we are going to start with adverb. You know that there are 8 kinds of parts of speech. There are 8 types of parts of speech. There: noun, pronoun, adjective, verb, adverb, preposition, conjunction and interjection. Okay, today I am going to focus on adverb. Look at the board. Adverb. Dear students, what is an adverb? Do you know? I am going to write a definition. And if you can understand my definition clearly, I am sure you will be able to solve any problem regarding modifier. Look at the board. Adverb. An adverb is an word. An adverb is an word. Dear students, look at the board. An adverb is an word that adds more information An adverb is an word that adds more information about time, place, manner, time, place, manner, degree. Look at time, place, manner, degree. Time, place, manner, degree, and cause to an adjective, a verb, a phrase, and another adverb. Look at the board, dear students. An adverb is a word that adds more information about time, place, manner, degree, and cause to an adjective, verb, phrase, and another adverb. This is a definition. This is a definition of adverb, and this is the definition given by Oxford Dictionary. That means I have written a definition of adverb according to Oxford Dictionary. This is the definition of adverb from Oxford Dictionary. Look at, and from this definition we need to know something very clearly. An adverb is a word. A word becomes a person of speech whenever it is used in a sentence. You know that. A word becomes a person of speech whenever it is used in a sentence. So adverb is a word, or you can say adverb is a person of speech whenever it is used in a sentence that adds more information about time, place, manner, and degree and cause. So an adverb expresses time, place, manner, degree, and cause to a adjective, verb, phrase, or another adverb. Okay. So I can say an adverb is such a word that modifies. An adverb is such a word that modifies adjective, verb, phrase, or another adverb. Look at the board there, students. Have a look towards the definition. An adverb is a person of speech, or you can say it's a word. What is the function of an adverb? The function of an adverb is to modify, or you can say pressurize, or you can say, okay, the function of an adverb is to modify adjective, verb, phrase, or another adverb. Now I'd like to give you some examples so that this definition becomes crystal clear to you. Look at the board, and if you face any problem, there is one sentence for you. Please write in the comment box. I will try my level best to give you the answer after the class is over. Okay? Let us give some example. Our policymakers ensure, our policymakers ensure different treaties. Our policymakers ensure different treaties tactfully. Look at please. Our policymakers ensure different treaties tactfully. Look at the word tactfully. This tactfully is a person of speech. We don't know what type of person of speech is it, but look at our policymaker is the subject of the sentence. The verb is ensure. This tactfully modifies ensure. How do policy makers ensure different treaties? What is the answer? It would be tactfully. So can I say that this tactfully modifies ensure? As ensure is a verb, definitely tactfully is an adverb. This is the first example. Our second example. So here this adverb modifies verb. I'd like to give you another example. Students become serious. Students become serious. Student becomes serious when the exam students become serious when the exam knocks at the door. Look at, if I don't, students become very serious. Look at, please. Look at the board, dear student. Students become very serious when the exam knocks at the door. Look at, students become very serious. Here, serious is an adjective. Here, serious is an adjective. This serious is modified by very. That's why we can say that very is an adverb. So, if any parts of speech modifies verb or adjective, they become adverb. Clear to you? Another example for you. Some teachers are paid duly for such course. Some teachers are paid duly for such course. Look at, please. Look at the word duly. Here, duly is a part of speech which modifies paid. So, can I say that it's an example of adverb? Yes, I can say. Another example for you. Surely you will stand by me. Surely will stand by me. Look at here, surely modifies the whole sentence. Here, surely modifies the whole sentence. So I can say that adverb is such a part of speech which can modify even a sentence. Dear students, so I can say that right now, adverb is such a part of speech which cannot modify noun and pronoun. According to some linguists or according to some dictionaries, I'd like to give you another concept about adverb. According to some experts, or you can say linguists, adverb is such a part of speech which can modify every part of speech of a sentence except noun and pronoun. I'm going to repeat. An adverb is such a part of speech which can modify every part of speech of a sentence except noun and pronoun. Because noun and pronoun are qualified by adjective. So, all the parts of speech excluding noun and pronoun are modified by adverb. Even an adverb can modify a sentence. So, dear students, now I'd like to give some examples of adverb regarding modifier. And you are requested to write your answer in the comment box. The students submitted their assignments. The students submitted their assignments. Look at, suppose this is question number A. What should be the question, dear students, in the first bracket? What should be the question? The question will come from adverb. And you know that adverb modifies verb, adjective, adverb, phrase, and even sentence. So I can say post modify the verb. Dear students, this is post modifier. Don't take it in a different way. Adverb is used both in pre-modifier and post-modifier. This is an example of post-modifier. And for sure, I will not talk about adverb in post-modifier part, because adverb in post-modifier and pre-modifier is the same. So, this is an example of post-modifier. Here, we have to take an adverb after the verb. That's why we can say, we have said post-modify the verb. What is your answer? The students submit their assignments dash. Post modify the verb. You have to modify the verb. And what is the verb of the sentence? The verb of the sentence is submitted. What should be the answer? Yes, you have written a lot of answers. I can say, if I say the students submitted their assignments yesterday, can I say, dear students? Someone has written timely. Thank you. It's a great answer. Someone has written carefully. Thank you. Excellent, excellent answer. Someone is written quickly. All the answers are correct because these adverbs modify the verb in the sentence. You are absolutely correct. So, dear students, now I'd like to give an example of pre-modifier. That means I'd like to give an example where adverb will be used as pre-modifier. Pre-modify the verb. Okay, I can say pre-modify the sentence. The boy was rescued. It's a very short sentence, but some of you may find it critical. Dash, pre-modify the sentence. The boy was rescued. The boy was rescued. You have to modify the whole sentence, and you have to use it. You have to use adverb. What should be the answer? What should be the answer? Dash, the boy was rescued. You have to modify the whole sentence. Yes, excellent answer. One student has written fortunately. Another student had written finally. Excellent answer. Anything else? You can use a lot of adverbs, and if you put any adverb here, definitely that adverb will modify the whole sentence. So, dear students, this is all about adverb, but before leaving adverb, I'd like to give you a very important information about adverb. Some of the students think that ly added word ly added words are adverb. Some of the students think that if you get any ly at the end of a word, it becomes adverb. This is a wrong conception. This is a wrong conception. Look at all the ly added words are not adverbs. Dear students, all the ly added words are not adverbs. Look at the board. I'd like to give some example. Look at active. Another word, friend. Okay, look at the first word, friend. Friend, what type of parts of speech is friend? Do you know? I would like to know the parts of speech of the word friend. What type of parts of speech is friend? Dear students, give me the answer. What type of parts of speech is friend? And what type of parts of speech is active? Can you tell me? I think friend is a noun. Friend is a noun and active is an adjective. Dear students, active is an adjective and friend is a noun. If you put ly with the noun, if you put ly with the noun, it becomes friendly. Actually, if you add any ly with a noun, it would be adjective. It would be adjective. Don't think that this is an example of adverb, because if you add ly with an adjective, with a noun, it becomes adjective. But if you add ly with an adjective, it becomes adverb. Okay? If I say actively, actively is an adverb. Okay? So, I'd like to give some examples. Do you think, what do you think? Motherly, brotherly. What type of parts of speech are brotherly and brotherly? Look at the board. What type of parts of speech are motherly and brotherly? What do you think? Whether they are adverb or adjective? I have put ly with noun. I have put ly with noun. So I can say these all are adjectives. Look at the word proper. Proper is an adjective. Proper is an adjective. Look at, proper is an adjective. If I add ly, it would be properly. So this will work as adverb. So dear students, up to this part, we have got a clear knowledge about ly added words. If you put ly with a noun, it will work as adjective. And if you put ly with an adjective, it will become adverb. So dear students, I am going to give you the last question of adverb related to modifier. Bayezid was, look at, pre-modify the adjective. Bayezid was dash devoted to his mother. Look at the board, dear students. Bayezid was dash devoted to his mother. You have to modify the word devoted. And what type of parts of speech is devoted? In my last class, I told you that A past participle form of a verb works as adjective. So I can say devoted is an adjective and you have to modify the word devoted. What should be the answer? Write in the comment box, dear students. What should be the answer? You have to modify the word devoted. You can write very. Can't you? Can't you write very? Yes, you can. Can anybody write extremely? Can anybody write quite? Yes, one student has written always. This is an excellent answer. This is an excellent answer. Yes, you can write always. So, dear students, up to this part, I am going to summarize. An adverb is such a person of speech or word that modifies usually an adjective, a verb, an adverb, a phrase, and even a sentence. And according to some grammar books, there are written an adverb is such a person of speech which modifies every person of speech of a sentence except noun and pronoun. Okay? This is all about adverb. And before leaving adverb, I am going to give you a question of your university admission test regarding this part. I am going to give you a question not for intermediate level but important for the admission test of different public universities. Look at. An adverb does not modify dash. An adverb does not modify dash. Dear students, option A, adverb. Option B, sentence. Option C, noun. Option D, look at. An adverb does not modify dash. What should be the answer? Adverb, sentence, noun, adjective. What is your answer? Dear students, I have given you 4 options on the whiteboard. I have given you 4 options on the whiteboard and you are requested to select one and write your answer in the comment box. What is your answer? Adverb, sentence, noun or adjective? An adverb definitely modifies adverb. An adverb definitely modifies sentence. An adverb doesn't modify noun. So what should be the answer? It would be noun. I don't want to talk anymore about adverb. Now let us start with phrase. The last grammatical device, that I am going to discuss in front of you is phrase. This is really important for you. This is really important for you. Okay? Why should we learn phrase very accurately? Why should? We need to learn phrase very accurately because very often we write a lot of writing items in our examinations. You have letter, paragraph, composition, application, report writing. If you add a lot of phrases in your writing, if you can add a lot of phrases in your writing, definitely you are on the way of getting good marks. Suppose you have written a simple sentence and after writing simple sentence, if you can add one phrase, this simple sentence will be really creative and these sentences with phrases are always liked by the examiners or teachers. That's why we need to learn phrases very, very correctly or effectively. So, the students, let us start with phrase. And under this segment of grammar, we will learn different phrases. Okay? Look at me and look at the board. A modifier, and the last grammatical item is phrase. Last grammatical item is phrase. Look at before going into deeper, I'd like to give you the definition of phrase, and some of you have some difficulties regarding the difference between phrase and clause. At first, I will give you the definition of phrase, and after the definition of phrase, we will talk about the difference between phrase and clause. After talking about the difference of phrase and clause, our focus will be on different phrases which are important in modifier part. So, dear students, let us start the definition of phrase. What is phrase? You know, I'm going to give you the same conception that you know. A phrase is a group of words. A phrase is a group of words. You know this line. You know this line, dear student. A phrase is a group of words. But having a look at the students, look at the board, dear students. A phrase is a group of words having a conceptual meaning within a sentence. A phrase is a group of words having a conceptual meaning within a sentence. That means a phrase consists of a group of words, and it must be used within a sentence, and it must carry a conceptual meaning. Okay, that means it must have to have a conceptual meaning. I'm going to give you an example. Suppose we take our breakfast. In the morning. Dear students, we take our breakfast in the morning. We take our breakfast in the morning. In the morning. This part consists of a group of words, and it has a conceptual meaning in the sentence. That's why we can say in the morning is a phrase. In the morning is a phrase. Another example for you. So look at the board and try to get the definition. A phrase is a group of words having a conceptual meaning within a sentence. And be careful. A phrase usually doesn't contain a clause. A phrase doesn't usually contain a clause. That means a phrase doesn't contain a subject and a finite verb. A phrase doesn't contain a subject and a finite verb which create a clause. Okay? So, a phrase is a group of words having a conceptual meaning within a sentence. I am going to give you some other examples. For example, I am writing the boy standing at the door is known to me. The boy standing at the door, this one, standing at the door has a conceptual meaning. This standing at the door doesn't contain a subject and a finite verb. Okay, I can say standing at the door is a phrase. Another example for you. The man in front of me. The man in front of me ensures a lot of welfare activities. The man in front of me, look at this, in front of me, you know, try to feel that, you will get a meaning. You will get a meaning, and in this part you don't have any subject and finite verb. You can't see any subject and finite verb. It is also a phrase. It is also a phrase. So dear students, a phrase is a group of words having a conceptual meaning within a sentence, but it must be free from a clause. Okay, a phrase doesn't usually contain a phrase doesn't usually contain a clause. Okay, and from this conception, it has become clear to you the definition between phrase and clause. A phrase is a group of words. At the same time, a clause is a group of words. Dear students, a phrase is a group of words. At the same time, a clause is a group of words. But what is the basic difference between phrase and clause? The basic difference between phrase and clause is that a phrase doesn't contain a tense, that is, a phrase doesn't contain subject and finite verb, and for the clause part, it is a must to contain one subject and one finite verb. A clause must contain one subject and one finite verb, and a phrase must be free from a clause, that is a subject and a finite verb. This is the difference between clause and phrase. Okay. Today, I am going to tell you the classification of phrase. In the meantime, I have given you the definition of phrase. I have told you the basic difference between phrase and clause. So dear students, now let us focus on classification of phrase. But I will not tell you the whole discussion of the classification of phrase, because it takes a lot of time. We need the basic conception about some of the phrases. There are 8 types of phrases. Dear students, there are 8 types of phrases according to grammar. There are 8 types of phrases, but all the phrases are not important for modifier part. In the meanwhile, I have conducted 3 classes. This is our 4th class, and I will take another class to complete modifier. And if I continue with the classification of phrase in detail, it will take some 5 or 6 classes. But after completing modifier, I'd like to start with something else. That's why I am not going to tell you the whole discussion regarding phrase or classification of phrase. I will talk about some of the important phrases that you need in modifier part. Okay? There are 8 types of modifier. There are 8 types of modifier. There are 8 types of modifier. Phrase. And among these phrases, only 3 phrases are important for you. The phrases that are important for you are being written. Look at please. You need, number 1, you need an infinitive phrase. You need participle phrase. You need adverbial phrase. You need prepositional phrase. Okay, I will talk about infinitive phrase, participle phrase, adverbial phrase and prepositional phrase, and for sure I will complete these 4 phrases today. So dear students, if you want to learn these phrases in details, please be attentive right now. So what is our first target? Our first target is infinitive phrase. Infinitive phrase. In the meantime, my dear students have gained some knowledge regarding phrase. Can I say that? Yes, I can. Now, I'd like to tell you about infinitive. What is infinitive, dear students? What is infinitive? Do you know? What is infinitive? Infinitive means a single structure. If you get to, if you get the word to, and if you get base form of the verb. Dear students, if you get base form of the verb after to, if you get base form of the verb after to, this structure is called infinitive. So what is infinitive? Infinitive has a certain or particular structure. And what is the structure? You have to put the base form of the verb after a to, and this to added verb, to plus base form of the verb is known as infinitive. So you have got, up to this part, you have got the concept, you have got the clear concept about phrase, you have got some knowledge regarding infinitive. So what is infinitive phrase, dear students? What is infinitive phrase? Infinitive phrase is infinitive plus relevant part. Relevant part means if you put any other part related to infinitive, this total part will be called infinitive phrase. For example, to read. To read is an infinitive. To read is an infinitive. If I say to read books, books is related to read. Dear students, to book is an infinitive. If I say to read books is an infinitive phrase. So you have to put some extra word with infinitive, and this infinitive with the help of extra information will be called infinitive phrase. I'm going to give you a sentence for this. My attempt to rescue the old lady. My attempt to rescue the old lady proved to be was appreciated by all. Look at please. To rescue is an infinitive. Dear students, to rescue is an infinitive. Okay? To rescue the old lady. This is an infinitive phrase. Dear students, this is an infinitive phrase. My attempt to rescue the old lady. The old lady is related to rescue. The old lady, this part is related to rescue. That's why this part is called a phrase. And what type of phrase is it? This is an example of infinitive phrase. So dear students, you have got some conception about infinitive phrase. So what should we do now? Now I am going to give you two examples of infinitive phrase. Two examples of infinitive phrase related to modifier. So let us get ready. Dear students, I am going to give you examples and you have to write the answer with infinitive phrase. You should be careful. You should be careful. You should be careful. You should be careful. Post modify the verb with infinitive phrase. You should be careful. Dash, 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 dash. You should be careful. Dash, 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 dash. You have to write a phrase here. You have to write a phrase here with infinitive. What should be the answer? What should be the answer? You can write any answer, but you have to start with two. You should be careful to avoid, so for example, to avoid such incident again. This is our first answer. Any more answer? One student has written to your parents. To your parents is not an infinitive phrase because after to you have to put the base form of the verb. Dear students, to your parents is not a verb. You have to use the base form of the verb. You should be careful if somebody writes to succeed. To succeed is not an infinitive phrase. This is infinitive. You are writing to succeed in life. This is infinitive phrase. Okay? Look at this is infinitive phrase. Dear students, you can't put anything. You can put anything, but it cannot be infinitive, because if you want to create infinitive, you must have to put the base form of the verb. Okay, a infinitive phrase must be created only when you put the base form of the verb after to, and you need to put some extra part after this infinitive. Okay, to avoid such incident again, to succeed in life, blah 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 blah. Another example for you. My mother bought a nice birthday cake. This is question number C dash. Post modify the verb with infinitive phrase. Write your answer, please. My mother bought a nice birthday cake. Blah 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 blah. You have to modify the verb with infinitive phrase. What should be the answer? You can use any answer, but you have to start with to. What should we write? What can we write? Okay, one student has written to make me happy. A very good answer. Anyone answer? Another student has written to celebrate my birthday. Your answer is correct if you start with to, then base form, and if you add some extra part with to added base form. So dear students, this is all about infinitive phrase. Now our next target. Now our next target is participle phrase. Participle phrase. What is participle? You know that. I told you that there are three types of participle: present participle, past participle, perfect participle. Present participle, past participle, perfect participle. Present participle means verb plus ing, but it must work as an adjective. Past participle means the last form or V3 form of the verb. Participle phrase. How can we create participle phrase? Look at please. Going to school, I met my friends. Dear students, going to school, I met my friends. I have started with present participle. I have started with present participle. Look at please. This going modifies I. I is a pronoun. That's why you can say going is an adjective. And we have created this adjective by adding ing with the verb. Going to school, I met my friends. Here, going is a participle. And after going, we have got some extra part related to going. Going to school, this part modifies I. Going to school is usually called participle phrase. You can. So, if you want to create participle, you have to put ing with the verb, and it must have to work as an adjective. And if you want to create participle phrase, you have to put relevant or extra part with that participle, and this part with going is called participle phrase. Okay, going to participle is a phrase. What kind of phrase? It's a participle phrase because it has started with verb plus ing or present participle. Okay. Another example for you. Turning to the left. We noticed the bag. The students, Turning to the left, we notice the bag. Do you find any participle phrase in this sentence? Dear students, do you find any participle phrase in this sentence? Yes, you get. This is turning to the left. Okay. Turning to the left is called participle phrase because it started with present participle, and this turning to the left modifies the subject, and the subject is pronoun. This phrase modifies pronoun. That's why we can say it's an adjective. This phrase is working as adjective. That's why we can say it's present participle phrase. Okay. Another example for you. The machine made in Japan works well. The machine made in Japan. Look at the part. Made in Japan. This made is the past participle form of the verb. Okay. This made in Japan. This made in Japan, this part made in Japan modifies the machine. Okay, that's why you can say this is also a participle phrase. This participle has been constructed with the past participle form of the verb. So you can, we can take a decision here. Participle phrase can be constructed using two ways. You can add verb plus ing, or you can say you can use the past participle form of the verb. If you add any other part, after present participle or past participle, they will work as participle phrase. Clear to you, my dear students? Now I am going to give you an example, and you are requested to write your answer in the comment box. The doctors in A, in the then dash, then first bracket, post modify the noun with participle phrase. Are immortal. What should be the answer? The doctors dash 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 are immortal. Post modify the noun with participle phrase. In order to create participle phrase, you can start with ing or you can start with past participle, but the meaning should be relevant or clear. What should be the answer? What should be the answer, dear students? What should be the answer? What should be the answer? This is really difficult sometimes. Just try to start with verb plus ing. Okay, the doctors, for example, can I say serving the patients? Serving is a present participle, and serving the patients is an example of participle phrase. If anybody writes working in this critical time, this is also a present participle. Okay, if anybody writes, yes, one student has written working for people with passion, it's an excellent answer, thank you. If anybody writes you can start with verb plus ing or you can start with past participle form of the verb, but you must have to put some additional part with verb plus ing or past participle, and they will work as participle phrase. Now our next target is adverbial phrase. In the meanwhile, I have talked about adverb. If any phrase works as adverb, this phrase is called adverbial phrase. So adverbial, as adverb modifies adjective, verb, adverb or phrase or sentence. I can say that adverbial phrase also modifies adjective, verb, adverb, phrase or sentence. I am going to give you an example. Unfortunately, we are cutting down trees. Look at this. Post modify the verb. If I write post modify the verb, only an adverb is enough to write the answer. If I say post modify the verb with adverbial phrase, you have to modify the word cut, but not with an adverb, but with a phrase, with an adverbial phrase. What should be the answer? What should be the answer? One student has written, one student without consideration. Excellent answer. One student has written at random. Indiscriminately cannot be taken because it has become an adverb. We have to take adverbial phrase. Without consideration, at random. Anything else? You can use any other phrases that must be adverb, but don't that must work as adverb. Here you have to put such phrases which will work as adverb and they will become adverbial phrase, but not a single word is enough for this, because if you put a single word it will work as adverb. Okay, you can put any other phrases, but try to ensure that your answer or your phrase modifies the verb cutting. If you can ensure the condition of this sentence, your answer will be adverbial phrase. Okay, so this is about adverbial phrase. Now our last topic for today is prepositional phrase. Prepositional phrase. This phrase usually works as preposition. For example, the man in front of me is really honest. Is really honest. Look at this. The man in front of me is really honest. In front of. It's a phrase. This phrase modifies man. Okay. This phrase modifies man. This phrase consists of three words. In front of. It is working as Before. Before is a preposition. The meaning of before is being carried by in front of. That's why you can say in front of is a phrase. Which phrase? It is working as preposition. That's why you can say it's an example of prepositional phrase. I'm going to give you one example for you and you are requested to write down the answer. The last example for today. The boy, the student, post modifier. The student dash pre-modify the noun with prepositional phrase. Got a good figure. Examination. The student dash got a good figure in the exam. You have to use a prepositional phrase to post modify the noun. What should be the answer? What should be the answer? If anybody writes, what should be the answer, dear students? The student dash. I think you are finding it difficult. I'm going to write you, I'm going to give you some answer. The student in front of me here. The word me should be here. You can't use me. The student in front of me, if no me is written, it should be, suppose, in blue uniform. You can write the answer. Any other answer? You can't use any clause. You can't use any WS word. If you use any WS word, these will not be phrase. It will be clause, dear students. Okay. Okay, one student is written in the first bench. Yes, you can write in the first bench. Okay, the student in front of me, if no me is written, in blue uniform, in the front bench, you can write all these answers. Okay, so dear students, up to this part we have completed 11 grammatical devices under pre-modifier. In my next class, I will start the grammatical devices or grammatical items under post modifier, and you know that there are 5 grammatical items under post modifier. They are phrase, adverb and participle, then appositive and relative clause. I have already completed adverb, phrase and participle. I will not talk about these 3 items in my next class. In my next class, I will come to an end regarding modifier after talking about appositive and relative clause. And after talking about these 2 items, I will give you some questions of previous examinations. And with these things, we will be able to complete modifier in detail. So dear students, this is all for today. Like other days, you have participated today very effectively. That's why I'm really overwhelmed with you. Let us meet tomorrow, because our next class will be held tomorrow at 12 p.m. So I am looking forward to having your active participation in my next class that will be held tomorrow. Till then, thank you. Goodbye.